Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Tomorrowaday Farms. Today we're going to work on some things to make my life easier for the week for work. It's just after 5 a.m. We're going to start some pasta sauce and get that started. And we're going to do a couple other things. People have expressed interest. How am I doing it? So I'm going to show you a week of what we eat. Some nights are leftovers, some nights are not. It's a lot of crock pot meals. And this is how I'm surviving, working, canning, farming, and getting it all done. So I am going to bring you guys along. Today is actually my day off. Today is actually Canadian Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to all my Canadian followers. And we did ours yesterday. We just did a small ham, no big deal. But today I'm gonna prep for tomorrow. It's a very long work week with overtime. So we're gonna get some stuff done today. I just gotta talk really quiet. Even my dogs are still sleeping. Lucky them. I've been up since 3 and I just wanted to get this started and I wanted to bring you guys along. So while the house is nice and quiet, we're gonna get cooking and I'm gonna show you what we're starting. We're gonna go through what I'm gonna do with you today and then I'm probably gonna take a nap. So I'm gonna take you over to the stove and we're gonna get busy making my version of real Italian ragu. All right, guys, so what we're gonna do, I have quite a bit of olive oil in the bottom of this pan. This is completely normal, okay? I have been asked to show this, and every Italian lady that I know always uses one certain wooden spoon. This is mine. This is the only spoon I use to make pasta sauce. I don't know why. It's just a thing. But we're going to get started. I'm just going to let this heat up a little bit. And then I'm going to bring you guys back. It'll just take a few minutes. And then I'm going to show you what kind of meat we're going to use. So what we're going to use, guys, is sausage meat. I want to bulk this up. I always use sausage meat in my pasta sauce. I rarely, unless I can't, I don't have any. I mean, we do have our own pigs, but we ate through all that sausage that I did already. Ground sausage anyways. So we're gonna use some of this. This is real good quality, mild. It's half frozen. We're gonna get this started, and I'm just gonna decase it, but we're gonna bulk this up today, because I want to stretch this meal as far as I can get it. I'm gonna show you a few tricks of the trade. Turn this olive oil down. Now she's piping hot. So, what I'm going to do is work away at this, okay? And I'm going to get this broke down a little bit, get it cooking. And you do want a fair bit of olive oil in the bottom of that pan. I'm going to put the lid on, I'm going to let this steam, and I'll bring you back. Alright guys, so we got it pretty much thawed now. So what I'm going to do is just work away at the sausage. If you have ground sausage, guys, it's so much easier. I'm going to try to bring you guys up a little bit closer. Now, keep in mind, guys, every region of Italy is a little bit different. Some of them call it ragu, some of them call it, it just left me. Just left me. So it really depends on what area of Italy they're from. But it's so good. It's so good. Now, I know I should have a full head of garlic to go in this olive oil And I should have anchovies. Now, I do have anchovies, but the reason I'm not putting them in today is because our neighbor was just diagnosed with cancer, and I want to take a lasagna over to her, and I don't know if they have any allergies or not. So, I do know that garlic is not something she loves. So, I'm going to omit the garlic. Like, she doesn't like raw garlic. She only likes powdered garlic, which really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but whatever. So, I'm going to put some powdered garlic in it this time. Now, normally I would have 1 to 2 heads of garlic in here, and I forgot to ask them if they had any allergies. So I'm not going to put the anchovies in because that would be really bad, right? So I'm just going to keep it out, but normally I would put at least 4 fillets of anchovies in here. Okay? And if you say you don't like anchovies, then you don't like Caesar salad dressing, because that's what's in there. Just so you know. I've had a lot of people tell me there's no way they like anchovies, and I'm like, you don't even know what's in there. Okay? So, alright. So now, I gotta turn this back up a bit. So I do want to stretch this, okay? Because I want to make a ton of it for us and for them. I want to make one lasagna for them. So I am going to add some ground beef. This is not something I normally do, but I'm trying to bulk this up as economical as I can. So this is a good way to get the flavor of the sausage, but bulk it up. Okay. You can use ground pork as well. That would be better, but we have gone through all our ground pork already. So this is what I have left. Okay. Normally I would be using pork. So, I'm going to bang this up a little bit more. Then, once this is all cooked, we're going to add some really good flavoring, okay? And this pot will be full. And then it's going to sit on the back of the stove and simmer all day. And it just gets better and better. And then, when I wake up from my nap, because I guarantee I'm having one, we will make lasagna. We will make pasta shells, and everything will be going into the crock pot for when I go to work. And then I'm going to show you some shortcuts that I've been working away at since I started working. But this is how I do it, guys. This is how I do it. The crock pot has been my friend. Because Michael has his lunch at one time, I have my lunch at another time, and Cody eats at another time. So it's a little hard. It's a little hard. So anyway, but we'll get it all figured out eventually. All right. So I'm gonna get this cooking, guys. I'm going to get out all my seasonings, and then we'll get making this amazing pasta sauce. Alright guys, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add the herbs to this. I need it in the olive oil. So I'm going to use a good tablespoon of herbs de Provence. Sorry guys, that was fennel seed. I'll find my herbs de Provence here in a minute and add that. And I'm going to add, the fennel seed just brings out the sausage. And a tablespoon of ginger. Some black pepper. And that is to your flavoring, right? This is all really to your flavoring. This is how I do it. 2 tablespoons of marjoram. And that's ground marjoram. And some garlic powder. I'd say a good 2 tablespoons. I'm going to use the rest of my oregano. It's at least a tablespoon. Maybe a little bit more. Because this is going to be a lot, guys. A lot. And 2 tablespoons of thyme. And 2 tablespoons of basil. I'll find my herbs de Provence here in a jiffy. You know you have too many spices, guys, when you can't find the ones you're looking for. I'll find it off camera, but then we'll add it when you get back, okay? You don't have to listen to me bang and thump. The reason you want the herbs, the dried herbs, if you're using fresh, you want to wait till later. If you're using dried, you need to get it in that oil to enhance them better. Okay. Okay. So you've got that all mixed up. My garlic's clumping a little bit, but it'll work its way out. The next trick. Adding your tomato paste now. You want to brown slightly, or roast, I guess is probably a better word, your tomato paste. And I'm going to use a whole 13-ounce can. It's the biggest one in my grocery store. We're going to roast this off in that meat. And then we're going to add the veg. You gotta let the tomato paste hit the heat. And get working. Wash my hands here. So now we're just going to stir that around. I have my heat on a medium. Let it get in that meat. You can see it. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see okay. It's still pretty dark, right? You don't want it to burn. You want it to get all happy. So if I move you guys any closer, you're going to fog up. So I'm going to give that a minute. Okay, I'm going to add my salt. This is actually canning salt. Because, well, till our friends came, we couldn't find salt. So I've been using canning salt for everything, which is fine. It doesn't. But at $10.99 a box, right? Okay. So now we need to start pulling. See this on the bottom? See that on the bottom? Let me move my spoon here. See that all on the bottom? That's roasted. That's good. So now in this bowl, I have 4 small onions. I have 4 ribs of celery and 1 large carrot. The carrot is used to sweeten it a little bit, and it bulks it up. And that's what you want. I do have some peppers here I am going to add soon. And they will pick up all that beautiful bits off the bottom. We will have to adjust the salt eventually. Okay, I'm going to give this a couple of minutes. I'm going to find my herbs de Provence and put all my spices away, and then I'll bring you guys back. Alright guys, I found it. So I'm going to add... Now this is a very expensive herb. If you don't have it, it's fine. But if you do have it, I'll show you what the bottom looks like. Okay? A good tablespoon of it. It just adds so much to your sauce. I use it sparingly. Okay? So, get this in here before it burns. So, I'm still using canned tomatoes. I have like 2 cans left, so I'm going to use them up. Mix that around. I think 4 small bay leaves. Make sure you pull from the bottom. You don't want anything burnt on the bottom. Okay? Guys, I'm sweating. Holy cow. Okay. Second jar. Turn it around a little bit. Okay. 2 of our jars of pasta sauce. Okay. Told you, it was going to be a vat. But that's what I need. So we'll definitely have to adjust the salt. We might. I don't feel like we're going to need any more seasonings. So now what I'm going to do is clean up. I'm going to put this on low, and I'm just going to let it perk all day. It's 10 to 6 now, so there's lots of time for it to go. I'm going to chop my peppers. We'll put that in, and guys, Now, if you want a pressure can, this could be pressure canned right now. It's that darn good. Well, adjust your salt and then pressure can, or adjust your salt when you put it in your pot, you know. And then you got a meal ready to go. Pressure can it for 75 minutes for 500 milliliters, 90 minutes for a liter, and put that on your shelf. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Alright, so I'm gonna bring this up because now it's cold, so I'm gonna clean up and then we'll start our next thing. Alright guys, so this is gonna be day 1, so this is Tuesday. Michael and I have Sundays and Mondays off, so we made that really nice sauce yesterday morning, early morning, and then what I did was I cooked up my pasta. Here's my pasta. I undercooked it by about 4 minutes. So when I'm on my break, I will come out, because I work from home, it's easy for me to do. I will come out and I will just put this on top, stir it. I've already grated my cheese. I do have some pasta water over here if I need it. I just have this on keep warm. This is a very hot crock pot. So then just my cheese, right? No big deal. And then I made a really nice broccoli salad to go with supper. So we're going to have that and the pasta. And that just gets our greens into us. It's easier for me to get Michael to eat this than broccoli. So that's what we're going to do. And then when I get done work, we'll work on tomorrow night's dinner. And that's how I kind of do it. I had a meal plan planned out, but we're going up to like 25 degrees. So I need to change it a little bit, and I need to figure out what I'm going to do. And I'll show you what else tonight after work, what I have prepped up for this week. So I'm going to bring you guys along for the entire week, and then I will show you how I'm doing it. So without further ado, guys, I gotta go to work now, and I will talk to you guys after work. Good morning, guys. Last night we had pasta and broccoli salad. Today I'm bringing you along. We're gonna do some crock pot shepherd's pie. Nothing too fancy. In my cast iron, I just have some hamburger. And I do have a bit of bacon fat in the bottom because I do need to make, I'm going to make a roux in this. We're going to go super, super rustic today. I'm just going to chop up an onion over here. Not feeling the greatest today, so this is going to be a really good meal to have. Very hands off. And yeah, we're just going to do super rustic food tonight with some bread and butter, and that's going to be dinner. I forgot last night to take pictures of the plates. When you only have 30 minutes, it's pretty rushed. So I will try to do my best. I did half a bag of pasta in that sauce, and I just let the sauce sit there. And our lunch was roughly 4 o'clock. And so at 3 o'clock, I ran out. I turned my crock pot up, and then to get the noodles nice and warm, I didn't rinse my noodles and nothing. I can show you what it looks like. There is a little bit of leftover. Let me just look how beautiful that pasta looks. So undercooked pasta, no water, and look how that pasta sauce sticks to those noodles. That's what you want, right? So, and that is not what you get when you rinse your pasta, okay? So, in here, just one small onion. I'm going to peel a potato. We're going to season it up with some salt and pepper. Like I said, just super, super easy. And some garlic powder. Nothing, I'm not even going to peel garlic today. I just don't, like I said, I'm not feeling it. So, but I still want tasty food, right? So, a little bit of salt. I'm going to peel up these 2 potatoes. Into my pig bucket here. Franny will enjoy all these little treats. I'm going to use frozen vegetables today. And then I pre-made a bunch of mashed potatoes over the weekend. Probably about 10 pounds of potatoes. And then in my freezer I found beef broth. So I'm going to use that up as well. And I'll probably have some tomato slices with dinner or something like that. Broccoli salad is gone. So I can make a lettuce salad, but I think some bread and butter and some shepherd's pie just sounds just fine to me. So I'm going to let this cook, guys, and then I'll bring you back when I'm adding the flour. Alright guys, so I did throw the potatoes in. I want to roast them a little bit in this fat. So that is what I'm going to do. And just kind of let them be in here for, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. I really should have did this last night, guys. But, I just didn't. I was tired after work, and because today's Wednesday. I don't know if I said that already. So, we have a whole bunch of really good meals coming up for this crock pot, let me tell you. Did have to modify a couple, but I think tomorrow's is going to be one of the best. So all I'm going to do is let this kind of brown up a little bit more, and then I will bring you back, and then we'll thicken this and then add some veggies. Alright guys, so while this is cooking, I'm making breakfast all at the same time. It's going to be one of those days. So now I'm just going to add flour. And then we're going to cook out this flour. That is one thing I do often see watching people cook, is they don't cook out their flour, and I'm not trying to be hypocritical or anything like that, but there is such a raw taste to flour. And when you don't cook it out, that's all you taste. So I want to be able to taste all those really nice vegetables we're putting in here. So I would cook it out for at least 2 minutes. You just got to smell it. It'll have like a nutty smell. I've said that quite a few times with the roux. You gotta cook out the flour, guys. You gotta. Or your food's just not gonna taste the way it should. And that is super important. You pay a lot of money for this food, or you spend a lot of time growing your own food. Whatever your situation may be. Who wants to taste that raw flour? So now, we're going to let this cook out. And then, because the potatoes are half cooked now, and that's what I wanted. And we're just going to let that cook out. And then, for breakfast, it's bagel sandwiches. And, I'm going to get some eggs going in this pan. Give it a little smell. Nope, not yet. But almost there. You almost want to overcook it out just to ensure, but you will get this very different smell. Just opening up my beef broth here, guys. And we're going to add the vegetables. Like I said, I'm going super easy tonight. And I mean, you could do this in advance, like I actually wanted to do, but like I said, I didn't do it last night. And that's the way I like to do it. Now these frozen vegetables will pull off some liquid. I'm going to put a little bit more in there. I like lots of veggies. Filled in my mixed vegetables that I wanted to can. But it happens. I'll get another bag. No big deal. Now that those vegetables are all coated, we're going to add the beef broth. Now, if you wanted to cook this in a cast iron skillet, and you could do it from home, like put it in the oven, you could literally just make the shepherd's pie now, after this cools a little bit, and just put it right in your oven. I mean, if you had the ability to do that. But that's how I usually do it, but today we're going to put her in the crock pot so I have hands off. You might see a few flakes of bacon in there. That's what was cooked in this cast iron before. I'm going to dig up the bottom there. Put down my bagels. Alright guys, sorry about that. We got to do a little camera flip. So breakfast was bagels, eggs, and cheese. Now we're going to take the shepherd's pie mixture, see how nice and thick it is. We're going to put it in the crock pot and let it cool down. I don't want to add the potatoes just yet. And because I want this to cool down a little bit so my potatoes don't fall all the way through. I'll bring you back for that. I tasted it. It needed a little bit more salt, so I did do that. Definitely salt and pepper, seasoned to your taste. Here, I'll try to do it over here so it's a little bit easier for you guys to see. And, I mean, if you like a certain kind of flavor in because normally I put chili sauce in. I just didn't want to open a whole jar. And kind of like I said earlier, I just wanted to go real rustic this morning. So I'm just going to add this to the bottom. I'm going to stick this in the freezer, cool it down a little bit, and then I'm going to put the potatoes on top, and then we'll be good to go. Alright guys, I'll bring you back when it cools down a little bit. Alright guys, so just about to get ready to go to work. I'm just going to drop some butter on top. This just gives it a little silkier flavor. It's a French thing, but it works. And it's delicious. So in here I have some of the mashed potatoes that I made over the weekend. I'm just going to drop it on pretty light. Use my fingers. Hands are clean. Then I'm going to put this on low. And it's got many hours, but everything is cooked, so we're just heating stuff up. Alright. So put it on low, let it go, and then Michael or I, whoever dishes into this first, whoever has break first, we'll either take a picture or jump on with you, and we'll show you what it looks like. I am going to drop a little more butter on top, or some maybe I'll do some olive oil, cut back on some butter, and maybe some thyme, just for a little bit of color, because I have to, and that'll be dinner with some bread and butter. Alright guys, Michael or I will bring you back at supper/lunch for us. And we'll dish up some of this amazing crock pot shepherd's pie. Good evening guys, welcome back. So tonight we're going to actually prep a meal for not tomorrow, but the next day. The next day is a crazy day for us, so I'm going to get that dinner already prepped up. So we're going to get busy doing that. I'm just going to pause you guys and we'll talk about what we're going to be doing. Alright guys, so we're going to be using the big crock pot today. I have my tin foil here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do roast chicken in the crock pot. Just want to make sure you guys can see all this. And I'm actually going to prep it tonight after supper. Well, after work, sorry. It's after work. And get this taken care of. Just grabbing my olive oil here. I forgot it. And I'm just going to put a shot of olive oil in here. Then we're going to drop these baked potatoes in the bottom of the crock pot. We're going to add a little bit of salt to each one. I did poke it. Pretty sure I did. I am going to spray my crock pot really quick. And so I'm going to give my crock pot a quick spray. Just so nothing sticks. And we're going to drop them in. Let me reposition you guys here. Like so. Okay. Just gonna quickly do the next ones here. It'll just take me a second. So this is a great way to have roast chicken hands off. And I'm gonna show you how to get crispy skin in the crock pot. Okay. So we're going to get these done, and then we're going to work on the chicken. And this is just going to sit on low overnight. Okay. still need my olive oil, so I'll leave that right there. Okay, so we got our potatoes in the bottom here. Okay, just gonna grab my chicken. Just gonna move. Oh, I'm just banging around like crazy tonight. It's kind of a rougher day today at work, so. All right, so we have our chicken here. This is our chicken. We're gonna give it a good olive oil rub. And then I'm gonna put some lemon pepper on it. Because that is honestly Michael's favorite way of having this. So I'm just gonna get my lemon pepper. You guys put whatever seasoning you wanna have on there. I did forget my onion, so I will have to go get that. And then we're just gonna put a bit of thyme on it as well. Flip it over and do the bottom. And the core. Okay. And then what I'm gonna do is clean an onion and pop an onion in the middle. Okay. So, olive oil in the core, lemon pepper in the core, and I'll clean all my containers as well, because it did touch chicken. Okay. And I'm going to put some olive oil on there. Good hefty amount, like don't be shy with it. And I don't have any fresh garlic right now because I need to plant the stuff I have. Or I'd be putting garlic on the inside as well. Okay. So give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm going to go grab my onion, clean it up, and then I'll bring you right back. Alright, guys. So I got my onion. I'm just going to pop my onion in there. I'm going to remove this. Put this in my pile that I need to clean. And, oop, sorry guys, I'm gonna pick you up here. So now I'm just gonna drop the roast chicken right on top of those potatoes. Let me wash my hands, guys, and I'll be right back here. I just need to grab a pair of tongs so I don't have to wash my hands like 200 times here. So, we just want to get that chicken up there the best we can. That's why I spray my vessel here. Like so. No water, no nothing. Okay. I'm going to grab the lid and then I'm going to plug it in. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a tea towel over the top. Like so. Plug it in and I'll see you guys in the morning for amazing chicken. Alright guys, I'm going to turn this off now. This has been on all night. I'm just going to unplug it and I'll bring it over to us here. Okay. So I'm going to, look at that. Look how beautiful that looks. Okay, so this is for Friday, okay? Because, look at that, guys. Friday is crazy day. We have feed to go get. But look how beautiful and brown that is. That is from covering the crock pot. So if you ever want to brown something in a crock pot, that's how you do it. We're just gonna, as easy as we can here, and I won't lose those drippings. I will put them in with the bones after I pick this chicken. And take out some of these baked potatoes. They will have all those drippings in the baked potato. And then all I have to do, guys, is open a jar of vegetables and make the plates. And that's it. So, that is that. We got that taken care of. Don't want to miss any of that chicken. Alright, I can even make a gravy out of that if I want to, but we're not going to go there. So, I'm going to get tonight's meal and I'll bring you right back. Alright guys, so I'm taking hand from the grocery store for this meal, but parts ours, parts grocery store. So I just have some of these meatballs. We're going to do some meatball subs tonight. These actually are not too bad. Like, homemade's definitely way better. But, you know, I'm learning I have to take some grace from somewhere right now. I just have so much to do every morning before work. So, I just have a few meatballs in there. I mean, super easy. And then our sauce. I'm just going to pour that on. I'm going to get it on after I mix it. Here with you guys. And then I already have some mozzarella cheese in the fridge. So that's already grated. I don't need to worry about doing that. And then I'm going to get this on low. Because that sucker's already hot. I think this crock pot is very warm. And then I think Michael has break before I do. So if that's the case, I'll get him to take a picture of his meatball sub for you. Okay? And then there we go. So that's taken care of. Like, I need a couple of these nights, guys, for sure. So I'm going to get this on, and then I will see you guys after work. Hey guys, so now we're going to finish off the lasagnas. I did get the 2 done for our neighbor, and we took that over before work yesterday. So now we're going to work on ours for dinner. And I always keep these ice cream buckets. They're fantastic for pig bowls, or like right now I have one in the freezer full of chicken broth to can a certain kind of soup. So we're going to work on that probably in the next week or so. So, I mean, it's standard. I'm just using, I didn't make my own pasta this time, which Michael's kind of upset about, but silly. I'm just using a box that we had in our pantry. So I put a good layer of sauce down in the bottom. And then when I cook this up tonight, this one, I will bring you guys along. Because we're going to make some bruschetta too. And I thought I'd bring you guys along for that. Just push that down a little bit. And yeah, these are just normal, no name. I think they're $1 or something. They're not expensive. If I can only get one done, and then when we go to the grocery store later, we'll show you our little haul. And there are some things on sale that we're going to grab. And people have been asking how our winter stock is going. So, alright, so these are not oven ready noodles. Actually, I do not like oven ready noodles. They go, to me, they go soggy. So, I'm just gonna use up my little bits here and grab a fair bit of sauce. And I'm not shy with the sauce because the noodles take a little bit of that sauce, so I always put a little bit extra in. The reason I'm not doing a whole lot is because we're going to have salad, we're going to have bruschetta. We don't need a huge pan of lasagna and all that as well. So, it'll only be a couple layer lasagna, but that's okay. It's no big deal. And I have 2 different kinds of cheese here. I have mozzarella and I have extra old, which I like the sharpness in my lasagna. I do like the smoked cheese in our lasagna as well. I just don't have any. Oh, my dog sees something. And just gonna get that. And I'm just going to press that down just a touch. Now I did freeze my cheese, and this one will actually go into the oven, or sorry, into the fridge. So that's just a bit of time in between the layers. Secret to a good lasagna is go the opposite way with your noodles. And then I'm just going to use my little pieces here to go along the side, like so. A little bit more sauce. And then just cheese, and then I'm going to do up the other one, and I'll bring you back when I'm all done. Alright guys, so I don't have enough noodles. That's okay. We'll grab some more. So I'm just going to put time on this layer as well. And finish it off with some good olive oil. All the way across. Now I'm going to wrap this and put this in the fridge until dinner. We'll cook this up. When I get back from the grocery store, I'll finish the other lasagna, because show you what I got left. That's what I got left. And you guys know how big that pot was. So that was 5 sausages, I think it was, a pound of hamburger, you know, a couple jars of sauce, and a couple cans of tomatoes. And I got, so far, I've got 1 meal, 3 lasagnas, which I'll get another lasagna easy. So, you know, pretty economical when you do it that particular way. And then we'll get one in the freezer for us as well. And I'll see you guys when we get back from the grocery store. Alright guys, we're going to make the bruschetta. I've just kind of started chopping the tomatoes. And this is what we have kind of almost left out of our garden. Now you can take the seeds out if you want. Totally your discretion. But you don't want huge chunks, right? Save those seeds. Okay. I haven't seed saved enough this year, so we'll just save those. There'll be plenty. And then, so I'm just using all my little tiny ones that I had to pull because the frost was coming, and then it got up to like 24 degrees. I could have left them. They said it was going to frost, and it didn't do it. We had a little one, but not enough to truly really worry about. And so when we went to the grocery store, it was slightly pitiful. There wasn't a whole lot there. They had a few sales on, and so we just picked up some sales, and that's about it. Some Halloween candy for the kids that pop in, and that's about it. Milk. I'll be right back with you guys. Alright guys, so I decided to seed save as we went, so I didn't think you wanted to watch all that. So I got 1 clove of garlic there. And about a quarter of a big onion. I'll show you the onion. Like they are huge. Like they're huge. So I'm just gonna mix this through. And then I'm gonna set it in the fridge for about 2 hours. Couldn't get lasagna noodles, so I'm just gonna freeze the rest of that pasta sauce we did. And then that'll be just another meal for the crock pot later on. So now I just have a bottle of Italian dressing. I'm just gonna pour that on. You can do olive oil and your fresh herbs. This is just a quick little marinade. You can leave this in your fridge also for up to a couple, well, about 3-4 days. It'll really depend on your tomatoes, okay? And I kind of cheated out because today's supposed to be my relaxing day, and I haven't done it yet. So, I cheated a little bit when we went to the grocery store. I'll show you. So we're going to let that sit in the fridge. You can hear Kiba whining. Set that in the fridge for a few hours until we're ready to make the bruschetta. Okay. And then I cheated a little bit. I just got one of these. I got 2 of these actually. And they were previously frozen. Best before date, October 17th. Our grocery store isn't the best on this stuff. But anyways, it'll be fine. So when I get ready to make the bruschetta, I will bring you guys back and then we'll make up that amazing lasagna we did. Alright guys, so all I did was brush with some of the Italian dressing. Sorry, my audio went out. So we'll just put some music to that. I broiled it. I put a little bit of olive oil on it. So now, oh, and now I'm hitting you. I'm just going to put some of this beautiful mixture on here. And then I'll show you the lasagna. Now, I would normally put Parmesan cheese on top. Guys, if you want to put goat cheese on here, feta cheese, you do what you want to do. I do have my broiler on. I do have it on high. I am going to turn that down a little bit to low. And whenever I have a hole in there, I try to cram that as much filling in there as I can. And what I'm using is just a slotted spoon. So I am going to add some mozzarella cheese to of this. Oh, it's right there. And now, traditionally, they don't put any cheese on it, but Cody actually really loves bruschetta with cheese. That's the only reason why I'm doing it. Normally, like I said, it's, you know, a little bit of Parmesan when it comes out, just to have everything kind of stick. But I mean, your kitchen, your rules. Like I always say, you do what you're comfortable doing. And this is how I'm going to do it. All right. So, now, I'm just going to tuck in behind you here. I'm going to grab some basil. And I'm going to top this with a good layer of basil. Hopefully you guys can see that. Sun's going down. And I'm going to get this back in the broiler, and I'll see you guys in about 2 minutes. Alright guys, there's the bruschetta right out of the oven. I'm going to pan you over, show you the lasagna. Then I'm going to plate it up, and we're going to take a really awesome picture for you guys. I need to let the lasagna cool a little bit longer. Let this cool before I cut it, and then I'll be right back. Okay guys, so that was our meals for the week. I hope you guys enjoyed them. Let me know your favorite crock pot meal down in the comment box. But I do have a little bit of exciting news. We're going to have a friend join us in this collaboration starting next, not this Monday, but the following Monday. We're going to have Tina from Wilhelm's Kitchen joining us on what she eats for a week. So that's going to be 10 meals, between Tina and I, what maybe you guys can do, being busy working moms. We want to cook healthy food, right? How are we doing it? So, for you guys, that's what Tina and I are going to do. And hope you guys are going to enjoy it. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to like this video and share it. Hope you guys have an awesome day. And I'll see you guys super soon. Bye.